Okay, Jimmy Kimmel just did the ultimate. You just got canceled. Disney just canceled the Jimmy Kimmel show for having negative remarks about Trump and about Charlie Kirk. And the guy who unalived him, he made some negative remarks and tried to link him to MAGA. Why would you do that? You know people already they gonna hold you accountable for things that you say. You seen all the people who just voted for Donald Trump, man. This is a MAGA world right now. Like MAGA is at the top of the dome, and why would you make negative remarks about the guy who unalived Charlie Kirk? You just seen President Trump put Charlie Kirk's body on the Air Force Two and fly him in. That means something. When you on the president's flight getting flown in, getting your casket flown in, that lets you know he meant something to the president. He meant something to MAGA. So why would you try to link MAGA to some negative stuff that has something to do with Charlie Kirk getting, whatever happened to him, allegedly? Like, you just said the ultimate, bro. Like, you just did some stuff, and I don't even really feel like this was over the top, because you said some things and you knew. You've been on air since 2003, Jimmy Kimmel, and you actually said some negative things and you knew some backlash was going to come with it. So I'm thinking maybe he didn't care and he knew his show was going to be blown up after this. Disney just canceled him indefinitely. All the networks, ABC, they canceled him indefinitely. Like, you already done. Like, the unsmartest thing that you can ever do. And your show, I don't know. I know you make a lot of jokes. It's not funny to me. It's not my type of show, so that's why I don't watch it. But you make a lot of jokes. But right now, that wasn't nothing to joke about. And the things you allegedly said, I don't think were jokes. I think that's why you got canceled. And now sometimes when you say things, you have to be held accountable. It's consequences with the things you say. Even with us small creators, sometimes we have to watch what we say, because some of this stuff, if you ain't fact checking and doing research, you could be saying something that you don't even know. And I think Jimmy Kimmel jumped the gun and said some stuff that he wasn't supposed to say, period. Like, I don't think you should try to connect the person who unalived Charlie Kirk to anybody. I don't think you should have. That was just the wrong thing to say. You don't know this guy. You don't know his surroundings. You don't know his crew. You don't know his clique. You don't know who he hangs with. You don't know nothing about this man. But you took it upon yourself to make some negative remarks and say he was connected to MAGA and didn't even know it. Had no idea that he was who he's connected to. You don't, if you're not hanging with these people, if you didn't grow up with these people, why would you say something? But hey, to me, I think he said it and he knew what he was saying, and he knows better. That's my thing. I think Jimmy Kimmel knows better. You've been on the air so long. You got producers, you got showrunners, you got show writers, you got people there, you got your secretaries, you got you know what I'm saying? You got people that run for food, you got your gophers, and you know better. You know better. You've been on the air too long, Jimmy Kimmel, to make that mistake. You made a big mistake, and I think Disney, if I'm not mistaken, allegedly, that's a liberal. They was voting for the liberals. They was voting for the Democrats to win the election, I believe. And for you to say what you said and they don't agree, like somebody didn't agree. For you to get canceled indefinitely, you got somebody who didn't agree with what you said on the air. Like, it's millions and billions of people watching your show. Whether the ratings was good or not, it's people. You are influencing people, and you are putting things in people's head, and somebody somewhere that has some power in the network heard it, or they delivered your show to them and let them view your show, and you got canceled. It's not a good thing, man. That's why when I be on here, man, I don't really want to talk about nothing that I don't know the facts to, that I'm not 100% sure of. And then you still got to be careful, man. People are suing people left and right for defamation and, different things. And Jimmy Kimmel goes right on there and commits straight career suicide, bro. That's just, I don't know how you would do that, bro. I really, really don't. I'm like, bro, your career is on the line when you saying stuff. You are one of the guys that people look up to for guidance. You don't know how many people that Jimmy Kimmel is influencing with his show, even though it's a funny show and he makes jokes and all that, but you still, you making people laugh and you hurting people at the same time. So you gotta be aware of when you doing that, because you influence a lot of people. A lot of people are listening to you and they saying, oh, well, he said this about such and such, and they might believe you. They might not do research. They might just believe what you say, what Jimmy Kimmel says. So I understand the networks for canceling him, and he has to understand it too. Maybe he was tired. Maybe that was his way out. Maybe, he said it because he just don't give a care no more. But he dang sure got canceled, man. You see how big Charlie Kirk is. You see what he meant to MAGA. For you to go on there and say some negative things about what happened to him and who did it to him and the person who did it to him, what they was connected to, how would you know that? How would you even know that? You ain't around this dude. You can't make those type of comments and expect nobody to say something. Like, those is big allegations when you talk about something and connect somebody with something that did some capital stuff. Like, come on, bro. Like, only thing I could think of, and I tell people I hate when people think for somebody, but just logical thinking. Logical. I'm just gonna be logical with it. Logical thinking. He didn't care no more. He didn't care what people thought about what he said, because there's no way in the world, if you love your show, that you get on there and just push your show down the hill. Like, nobody pushed Jimmy Kimmel over the cliff. He jumped. He jumped. Period, point blank. Nobody pushed Jimmy Kimmel over the cliff. He jumped on his own. He felt like this was something that he needed to say, and he wanted to say it without fact checking. Because if I don't know, I'm gonna say this, but I don't really know if I'm 100% sure. So I'm gonna say allegedly. I think Jimmy Kimmel might have been a liberal. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me on that. That's allegedly. So for him to, because if you got a problem with Trump, you have to be most likely on that side of town. You know what I'm saying? On that side of the coin. So, because he always had some weird stuff to say about Trump, and now you say something about somebody who's unalive that was a real MAGA supporter. He was really into, MAGA. I don't know. I never really heard of Charlie Kirk until this stuff happened to him. I didn't know nothing about him, so I couldn't tell you. But what I did was over the weekend, I did my research on him, and I learned what he does, what he says, how he handles himself, and so on and so on. And everybody, I don't care who you are, you have the right to be the way you want to be, because it's your life. I can't, I might not agree with your life, but who am I to judge you? I can't judge you. He was part of the going administration that's going right now, is winning. The whole world is loving this administration. You saw that during voting times. Kamala Harris got beat out like a bad tire. Kamala Harris got beat out like a blowout on a car on the freeway. She got beat out. Nobody wanted to hear that. And then Jimmy Kimmel comes and tries to sweep the stuff. Nah, brother. You messed up. You got canceled for a reason, and now you have to live with what you did. I don't think what you did was right, but I understand why you did it. Maybe you don't care no more, or, you know, because I'm a type of dude that if you say something, you got to be willing to stand on business when it backfires. And when the heat comes, you got to stay in that kitchen. You can't jump out. You got to deal with it. If you get any value from this video, please like, follow, and subscribe. Like, follow, and subscribe. I'm just trying to get my channel up. If you can't subscribe, I appreciate it. If you like the video, we give you just full reaction, full content, nothing fake, nothing made up. No, I do all my research on everything I talk about, and I appreciate it. It helps this video. Just like the video. I appreciate it. It helps the video move around in the YouTube atmosphere. And, you know, people can like it, comment, share it, do whatever they want, dislike it, whatever they want. But that's him, and I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all having me.